Time is something you can lose, steal, or never get back.
You have no idea the forces you've set in motion, Marty. One step into the wrong decade, one miscalculation, and we could collapse the timeline like a house of cards. This isn't just science, it's survival.
I didn't ask for this, Doc. I didn't want to rewrite history, but now that—
Get ready to rev up the DeLorean once again, because the future is calling back. After decades of anticipation, Back to the Future 4 is finally real. The legendary sci-fi adventure that defined generations is returning, blending nostalgia, innovation, and heart-pounding time travel chaos like never before. Directed by Robert Zemeckis, with creative input from Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox, this new chapter promises to bring the same magic that made the original trilogy timeless, with a futuristic twist that will blow fans away. The story begins decades after the events of Back to the Future Part 3. Marty McFly, now older and wiser, lives quietly in Hill Valley, working as a robotics engineer. He's left his wild adventures behind, but the memories of Doc Brown and the DeLorean still haunt him. Marty, played once again by Michael J. Fox, is trying to build a normal life, but destiny has other plans. When strange energy surges start occurring around town, causing clocks to malfunction and the power grid to flicker, Marty realizes something impossible: someone is tampering with the timeline again. Meanwhile, across the world, Emmett Brown, Christopher Lloyd, has been living in isolation, continuing his experiments with time travel technology. When his latest prototype, a sleek, upgraded time machine powered by quantum energy, is stolen by an unknown figure, Doc rushes back to Hill Valley to warn Marty. But things take a shocking turn when they discover who's behind it: Jules Brown, Doc's own grandson, a brilliant but reckless genius played by Timothée Chalamet. Jules, obsessed with rewriting history and fixing humanity's mistakes, believes he can perfect the world by altering key historical events. His intentions might be good, but the consequences are catastrophic. With the stolen time machine, Jules jumps through different eras, from the roaring 1920s to a cyberpunk 2080, leaving ripples of chaos in every timeline. Determined to stop him, Marty and Doc reunite for one last ride. They rebuild the DeLorean, now upgraded with fusion drives, gravity thrusters, and AI assistance. When the engine roars to life and the familiar blue sparks ignite, audiences around the world will feel that same thrill they did decades ago. The past meets the future, literally. The journey takes them through breathtaking moments in history: a wild chase through the streets of 1920s New York, a near-fatal encounter in 1955 Hill Valley, and a dazzling futuristic skyline in the year 2080, where flying cars and robotic cities dominate the world. Along the way, Marty meets his own grandson, Eli McFly, played by Tom Holland, a rebellious young hacker who unknowingly helps Jules in the future. When Eli realizes his actions threaten to erase his entire family from existence, he joins forces with his grandfather to set things right. What makes Back to the Future 4 so special is how it blends humor, emotion, and innovation. Fans of the classic trilogy will spot countless Easter eggs, from the famous 88 miles per hour moment to Doc's iconic line, "Great Scott." But beneath the laughs and thrills lies a heartfelt story about time, family, and legacy. Marty's journey isn't just about saving the future, it's about understanding how the choices we make today shape generations to come. The chemistry between Fox and Lloyd remains as electric as ever. Even with the passing of time, their friendship shines through every frame. Their reunion scene, when Doc looks at Marty and says, "You're never too old for one more trip, my boy," will hit every fan right in the heart. Visually, Back to the Future 4 pushes boundaries. Using state-of-the-art CGI and de-aging technology, the film recreates classic settings in stunning detail, from the neon-lit Hill Valley clock tower to the rust-red deserts of the Old West. The score, composed by Alan Silvestri, returns with an upgraded orchestral arrangement, blending the classic Back to the Future theme with futuristic synth waves and powerful crescendos that send chills down the spine. As the final act unfolds, the stakes rise higher than ever. Jules's meddling in time begins collapsing the fabric of reality itself, merging different eras into one chaotic world. Dinosaurs roam beside futuristic drones, the Wild West collides with skyscrapers, and 1985 Hill Valley becomes a distorted version of time itself. The only solution: Reverse the quantum flow, but it means destroying the time machine forever. In one last emotional moment, Marty volunteers to take the DeLorean into the collapsing timeline to set things right. Doc, torn between science and friendship, tries to stop him. But Marty smiles and says, "You taught me one thing, Doc, the future's worth fighting for." As the DeLorean speeds through the merging worlds, blue lightning surrounds it, time bends and flashes, and with one final flash of light, it's gone. The film ends years later. Hill Valley is restored. Doc's legacy lives on through Eli, who now teaches science and innovation to young minds. On Marty's desk sits a small model of the DeLorean, and a letter from Doc that reads, "Time doesn't move in one direction. It moves with the people we love." Marty smiles, looking toward the sky, and just as the camera pans upward, a faint sound of the DeLorean's engine echoes from the clouds. Back to the Future 4 is more than a sequel, it's a love letter to time, memory, and adventure. A story that reminds us that while the past defines us, the future is always waiting, at 88 miles per hour. High voltage car running dash.